Good morning. It is a sopping wet 4:13 a.m. Thunderstorms woke me up this morning. Not my alarm. So I think that's a pretty good omen for me. And of course, it is a Thursday morning, so after a long break week, the new chapter of JJK got spoiled. Or the leaks came out, and I read all the leaks because that's how down bad I am. And I wish I didn't, because I am just a shell of a man. I'm not going to spoil anything for any potential JJK fans, but man, we cannot catch a single W. It has been such an unfortunate time. I try not to get my hopes up, but even still, I just keep getting beat down. But enough about that. Yeah, it is currently thundering, and this portion of the road is flooded, but even still, we are headed to the gym. That will not stop me. In fact, I think maybe 2 years ago, something around 2 years ago, it doesn't really snow that often here, but 2 years ago, it snowed pretty badly, for us, at least. 4 inches is a lot, and it stuck. So all the roads were shut down because we don't have the infrastructure, or the foresight to salt the roads. And my little 4-cylinder rear-wheel drive car will not survive even on the slightest ice. So I think I was just getting into the routine. I was like a month or two into, working out consistently. And I remember it was a chest day. And I had to go. I mean, I couldn't not go to the gym. It's just a little snow. What's the excuse? And the gym the gym that I was going to was only 3 miles away from my house. So packed everything into a backpack, change of clothes and everything, brought a snack with me, and I hiked 3 miles through the snow to go and get an amazing chest day. And man, it was fucking worth it. I still remember how good that was one of the first chest days where I really felt like a strong chest activation. Cause you're still figuring out the mind muscle connection and everything. So very fond memories. During that hike, I called up one of my buddies and we were just on FaceTime during the entire trek. It was a lot of fun. So, I don't really see any excuses for me not to go to the gym during a little rain. That doesn't mean much. I think if you're kind of at the point where the slightest misgiving is enough to make you question whether or not you're going to go to the gym, I think you might need to reevaluate your priorities. Because it's not hard. I mean, I see going to the gym as only a net benefit, or a net positive. You go, you get to see some of your friends, you have an awesome workout. Even if you don't have an awesome workout, you still did it. And then you get to go home and know that you did something productive for the day. So why the fuck not? But rambling aside, the plan for chess today is, believe it or not, a little more of the same. The hammer strength incline press has been feeling really good to me. I just haven't been getting any front delt activation. Hopefully I don't jinx myself today. but that's been feeling great. I can't tell you how I feel strength wise. So we'll see how heavy I can go. Last time I gave 3 plates a shot, because there are some days where I can hit it for like 6, albeit scrappy reps, and then I'll just follow up with a drop set. But then there are some days where I can barely move it for 1, so we'll see how we feel. After that, sky's the limit. Cable flies, some other type of chest press, pec deck. We'll just have to see. We'll play around. We'll find something good. I just know that by the end of it, we're going to have a fucking sick chest pump. Yesterday, there was no upload. I did not end up going to the gym yesterday. Once again, anytime that I kind of have to take a chest day or a rest day, I get a little depressed because this kind of is the highlight of my day, or one of the highlights of my day. And on the days that I'm working specifically, it's kind of cool to start the day doing like my favorite thing. And then I suffer for the rest of the day. But yesterday, I just didn't get good quality sleep. That's kind of an ongoing battle for me. Most nights I'm pretty good. I get pretty solid sleep, but there was a easily over a year-long period of time where I had like hardcore medical grade insomnia. To the point where I was first prescribed, I don't remember what the first medication was called. It was a low, B tier sleep medication. And then after that stopped working, I was prescribed trazodone, and that's, I think they give that to dogs for anxiety, which I think is kind of funny. But I used that for a while, and then they just had to keep upping the dose because over time it would just stop working. And then I got to the point where I was like maxed out and it wasn't really working. And then they wanted to give me Ambien at first, but I did not want to take Ambien. I'm just not a fan of any of the hardcore medications like that, but it was at that point where that was the only thing that potentially could do it. So they prescribed me Ambien, and the first night it worked great. It knocked me out. But the weird thing about it was I was having auditory hallucinations. It's fucking weird. And then from then on, didn't work anymore. But thankfully, I think after me and my girlfriend started dating, she helped me just beat out the insomnia. She'd force me to go to bed, and even if I couldn't sleep, just laying there, and over time, it fixed itself. So we beat insomnia, but the residuals of that kind of still exist to some degree. So, point being, sleep is one of the most important things, not just in a lifting perspective, but in general. If you can't sleep, life is going to be a lot fucking harder for you. So, I know how bad it can get, which is why I feel like I have the authority to say, that should be your number one priority. Especially if you're, just getting into lifting and your sleep is, the worst. You don't go to bed until 6 a.m. and then you sleep through the afternoon. That is just not fucking good for you, both physically and mentally. Because sleep is where you're getting all of the, growth. That's where your body can take the time to actually build everything up. So, you have to prioritize getting your sleep. So that's why, on days where I don't get much sleep, it's a little easier for me to justify not going to the gym because sleep is the most beneficial thing. I'll get a lot more out of getting 5 or 6 extra hours of sleep as opposed to skipping out on that, having a really scrappy workout, and then just kind of suffering throughout the rest of the day. That's not really going to do anything for you. Uh, Even on a cut, the sleep is just as important. Uh, Help stabilize your metabolism and kind of prevent any of the muscle atrophy that naturally comes along with being at a deficit. But we are getting to the gym now. I don't see it being very busy at all, considering how rainy it is, but we shall see. But hopefully I'll be able to get some clips in the gym. So I will see you guys in there for that. Oh man, now that was a good chest day. You guys only got to see the first 2 sets, but I promise you, it was a really good chest day. So as the first 2 sets imply, we did hammer strength incline press for our first movement, and holy shit, felt great. Everything was clicking into line, or clicking into place. But I did 3 total sets of that, and then I did 3 sets of cable flies, and those flies felt fucking phenomenal. Like, no front delt activation, burned the hell out of my chest. It was great. And then I finished off with a little finisher superset, what have you, of cable press followed by cable flies. That's all I needed. It was fucking great. My one complaint for today's chest day is I know I keep talking about it, but that pre-workout, man, it is killing me. It is running through my system harder than like any type of Miralax would do. Oh my god. I was fighting a 2-front war while working out today. So that was not ideal. Cause I was really in the zone. Everything felt really good. But it was that one thing that kind of held me back. I mean, it was a good lift, but not all conditions were perfect. So, man, this weekend, I'm definitely going to invest in some new pre-workout. And if the new pre-workout still does this to me, I think that just might be my sign that I need to take a break from the pre-workout in general. So we'll see. Probably a little TMI, but whatever. So before I went to the gym, this was a preceding thought. My sleep last night was pretty darn good, but what made it really good was the dream that I had. So I don't know how it works for you guys, But for me, whenever I have dreams, typically the setting of the dream is kind of a recurring thing, not connected to my other dreams, but like the theme or the place is going to be the same. So as a lifter, I'm pretty blessed to say that one of the main recurring places that my dreams happen at is a gym. And this is like, it's a really nice gym because they have like every type of niche, old school machine and press and dumbbell, whatever. They have everything. Um, it's a little rugged, a little rusty, but like that's exactly how I like it. And everything is painted yellow. And they even like sell their own proprietary protein powder and it's yellow. And I imagine it tastes like a really nice vanilla. But anyhow, I always have dreams at that gym. And I don't know. Anytime I have a dream, a lifting based dream before going to the gym, I don't know. It just, everything clicks a lot better, like during the actual workout. Maybe it's because my mindset is already geared towards like lifting. I woke up thinking about lifting and that might be it. But man, it's pretty fucking great. And what that tells me is that my mind is in the right place. Like in general, I've got my priorities in check. Cause lifting is kind of like, I can't say number one. My family is number one, but number two is definitely going to be the gym. And I'm kind of lucky that I'm in like a place in my life where that's kind of the only thing I really have to worry about outside of like my family and all that. I just have to worry about going to work and going to the gym and, you know, watching my macros and everything involved with the gym. So if you're in a situation where you could kind of just take advantage of all the time that you have, I mean, it's pretty great. Set schedule. Like I'm able to make the gym work even on the days I'm working because it's like, I'm not complaining about it, but it's hard sometimes. Working 12-hour shifts, still, you know, going to the gym in the morning and watching your macros and everything. I mean, it's a long ass shift. And for a majority of the time that you're working, you're going to be hungry because you're cutting. So if you're dedicated enough, if you're dedicated enough to make things work, I think you'll be in a really good place mentally. It's nice to have something that you can work on every single day. And that's what the gym is for me is it's, every day I have something that I get to celebrate. It's a little victory for me. So I think, if you're a little lost in life and you're not really sure what's going on, you're still figuring things out. Just having that place where the only thing you have to focus on is lifting, I think it's really good for the mental. So it's always nice to have that like one little thing, that one place, you know, 2 to 3 hours every day where all those outside problems, not something you need to think about. It's not like that stays at the door and you go in and you just focus on yourself. It's pretty great. So, the time is 6:15. Got to make it to work. I foresee it being a long day, but that's all right. I got to lift. All is well. So tomorrow we got back. I'm picking up some overtime tomorrow just to help out. So probably another early morning lift tomorrow. Although I won't have to wake up at like 3 a.m. I can go into work a little later tomorrow. So expect to see the sun shining tomorrow. But I will see you guys tomorrow for that.